All right, y'all, so come on in. It is live Monday time. All right, come on in, y'all. We are going to get started. Come on, y'all. We are going to get started. Come on. A lot of people always call me. I know I am a little early, but I have to go and run and do something, but I was not going to miss the live that I had scheduled for y'all. So come on in and we will get started in just a second. And we already got our topic for today. It's right there, right above me. So all my educators, come and check in. Teachers, assistant principals, instructional coaches, counselors, all y'all, come on in. And once y'all start coming in the room, we will get this thing started. Actually, I am on time. 6 o'clock. Boom. What's today? 4. All right, y'all, we are about to get started. So it is Monday. It's Mindset Monday. And every Monday I come to you guys giving you some gems that I drop and giving you a live. So come on in the room and we're going to get this party started. So today we have a different topic that we are talking about. And first of all, if you are an educator, and that ranges from assistant principal, teacher, counselor, teacher's aide, whatever the case may be, make sure you drop an apple in the comments so I can know who is here and who I am talking to. So we are going to definitely get started. Today's topic is, where do I even start? A lot of you guys are asking me questions about, leaving the campus, leaving the classroom. Where do I even get started? And that is what we are going to take some time to talk about today. Make sure you share this with an educator. Share this with anybody that can. Hey, girl. Make sure you share this with anybody that's in the educational space that could definitely benefit from it completely. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Derreka. I go by Derreka the Diva, the Diva of education. And I was in education for 15 years. Along that time frame, I was a teacher. I was an instructional coach. And I was also an assistant principal. So I have ventured out and I am now in the world of EdTech. So educational technology, that's what I do. My last role was an assistant principal and I had to get up out of there because heavens no. So now I give you guys free information, free game to help you transition and get into the EdTech space. So this is strictly for my educators. If you're not an educator in education in any capacity, this space ain't for you. So the first thing I want you guys to know is who I am, why I get on this platform, and why I do what I do. My last few years of being an assistant principal, I'm not going to lie to you. I had some dope people around me, but I knew that it was time for me to pivot and do something else. I had a lot of skills that I knew that were very marketable. I just had this question, this complaint up here. I didn't know where to start. So I'm giving you guys some gems that I've learned along the way. And then at the end of this live, I'm actually going to let you guys know about an additional resource that I just dropped that you guys can definitely benefit from. So if you are an educator or if you're in education in any capacity, make sure you drop an apple in the comments so I can know that I got my people and I'm talking to my people. So how we're going to start this is literally just jumping in here and giving you guys game. I've given you an example of, well, y'all know, teacher, definitely have given you the information. You need me? Oh, okay. Giving you guys the information on who I am and why I come on this platform and do what it is that I do. But I also want to give you guys some gems so you guys can get started and know a little bit about like how to start this whole journey, especially if you're new and you just decided that you don't want to be in the educational space next year. So we're going to talk about the 5 steps. And if I have anybody in the comments that can take notes so people can actually take them, that would be dope, because as you can see, I already got my notes ready. So the first thing that I'm going to say when you are getting ready to transition, and please listen to me, none of these are cookie cutter answers. This is for real, for real. The first thing is going to be your mindset, right? You have to decide that you are not going back, right? Education is a very soft landing space. It's somewhere where you can always go back to. So, take a risk and be able to say that you want to do something different. But it starts with your mind. If you constantly are saying that it's not going to work for you, I have some breaking news. It won't. You literally have to be a little delulu, because you're venturing out into something you have never done, but you've done. Right? So the first thing is going to be your mindset. You have to shift it, and you can't continue to think about all the things that could go wrong. You got to start thinking about all the things that can go right, because when you really look at all your skills, and we're going to break that down in a second, your skills are extremely valuable, and people are paying top dollar for those skills. You just don't realize it, right? Everybody else knows, but you don't. So the first thing when it comes to trying to figure out where to start on this road to getting into EdTech is going to be your mindset. You have to establish a strong mindset of I'm leaving and I can, right? Because I'm just going to say it like this. You're going to get no's. You're going to get a lot of no's before you get a yes, because that is how you're going to learn, right? Rejection sometimes teaches you a lot. So your mindset. One thing about me is when people are coming up to me and saying, hey, will you work with me? The first thing I'm talking to them and trying to figure out is their mindset. If they're like, oh, I'm never going to get an EdTech job. And I'm like, yeah, you won't. And I can't help you because I can't fight your mindset. It's yours. Right? So number 1 is mindset. Make sure that you realize that it might not be the easiest thing to do, but you can do it. Getting your degree, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the easiest thing to do, but you did it. Same thing. Number 2, and this is really, really big, y'all. Number 2 is going to be identifying your transferable skills. If you don't listen to anything else on this live, please listen to this. Your transferable skills literally are going to be the thing that is going to pay you. Sorry, y'all, my phone is about to die, so I need to plug it up. Your transferable skills is going to be the things that get you into the room. So when I say transferable skills, I want you to really think about what you do day in and day out. For example, you don't just break down and look at student scores. You are a data analysis. That's what you do. You analyze data, right? See how that's a big difference between just saying I just, go over student scores. No, you don't actually. You break down data. You present it in a presentable way where kids can understand, parents can understand, and other community members can understand. Sometimes your staff can understand. That is a job for some people. That's all they do. Think about all the other things that you do, right? So list some of your transferable skills. Think about some of the things that you do day in and day out. List some of those below so we can literally see and show everybody your skills, right? Another thing is de-escalation. You do that daily. You de-escalate situations all the time. Communications. You are communicating with families and parents and things all the time. Product management, right? When they are implementing these EdTech applications, stuff like that, you're facilitating them. You're making sure the product works. Sometimes you're troubleshooting the product, right? That's tech. Right? So there's so many transferable skills that you guys have that I don't think you've even identified yet. So number 2 is going to be truly identifying your transferable skills, because once you know what your skill set is, you know how you're going to maneuver and the pathway you can take when you're getting out of education. But if you don't know and you haven't identified what you do well and how you do it, let me tell you something. Pivoting is going to be super hard for you because you have no idea of what you do really well. I hope that makes sense to everybody, right? So the main thing is identifying what you do. I'm always teaching and troubleshooting tech with my students. See what I'm saying? So literally that's technical support? That legit is a whole job. Just that. We're not even going to talk about the other things that you do during the day. So yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I think that's a ma'am. Yes. Like that is a whole job, right? Some other transferable skills might be, oh, this is one that I completely missed. I don't know what I'm thinking about today. PDs, presenting things, right? You present things to your team, you present things to your students, right? Implementation or being a trainer of trainers. We've heard that in the education field, right? So being a trainer is also a job. We have corporate trainers that train people, and this is outside of education. You can be a corporate trainer with the medical field, you can be a corporate trainer with the educational field, you can be a corporate trainer with the oil and gas, right? Another idea is instructional design. A lot of you guys make your own lessons, you make your own what is it, you just make your own everything. That's what people who do design is. They make their own curriculum. They make their own, the things that they give out to people. That is curriculum and design. So you don't even realize the things that you do daily, people pay good money for. So if I'm making sense, make sure you heart this, because I want to make sure you guys understand everything that I'm saying, because I want you guys to know that not only do you have the skill set, this EdTech is made for you all. Like, there's no other group that EdTech was made for. It's literally made for educators. Okay. So that's number 2, identifying your transferable skills. We have to get there. The second thing is updating your resume and your LinkedIn. So a lot of people skip this step, right? They just go on ChatGPT and they just try to add stuff on it. ChatGPT is only as good as your prompt. I'll say that again. ChatGPT is only as good as your prompt. So if you have an amazing prompt, you're going to get an amazing answer from ChatGPT. Let's be honest, the topic is right here. You don't even know where to start. So the prompt you're going to have for your resume isn't going to be the best. I'm just saying. The resume is the one thing that I definitely invested in. I invested in my resume because I knew I didn't have the skills. And rather bumping my head and not getting where I wanted to be, I'd rather just go ahead and pay somebody to do that. Now, I'm on this side and I know resumes now really well, but I'm not a resume writer. There's somebody that has a job that does that. And I'm going to give you more information on how you can get the person that I work with them, right? So updating your resume is one thing, and updating your LinkedIn. So the power of LinkedIn is crazy, y'all. I literally had one person who offered me a job. They said, and they told me, they said, your resume was amazing, but your LinkedIn was better. Your LinkedIn is your digital resume, right? People can see in real time, your thoughts, what you stand for, how you lead, proof of how you've led, and things of that nature, right? So your LinkedIn and your resume are going to be your power tools of getting in. It's not one or the other. Literally now it's both, because your resume tells them about you. Your LinkedIn lets them see what you're about, if that makes sense, right? So if this is making sense, or if you definitely are picking up on some of the information, make sure you share this with other educators, because again, y'all, all I want to do is give y'all information. I want to make sure that y'all have the insight to know what I didn't know when I was starting my EdTech transition journey. And I had to learn everything on my own. Now, I will say this. I was able to transition in 2 months and 1 day. So I think I know what I'm talking about. I know some people it's taking them 6 months, it's taking them a year. And first of all, it's God's favor. Let's start there. But outside of that, I did the work and I learned how to have a system and a routine to get into this space, right? So it's not just one thing or the other. It literally is it's a bevy of things that you need to be able to transition your first time. Once you get in the role, y'all are going to be able to move like this, because just like with teaching, once you got one teaching job, you can get another. Okay, so that was number 3. Number 3 was talking about updating your resume, and also updating your resume and your LinkedIn. All right, so the next thing is going to be building your personal brand. Sorry, y'all, it's a baby in the back. That's my nephew. It's going to be building your personal brand. Okay, so your personal brand is literally what people are going to see when they are thinking and learning about you, right? So LinkedIn kind of like ties into that because you literally can, how can I put it? You literally can use LinkedIn like you do your other social media platforms, but in a way that's going to let people know professionally what you do, if that makes sense, right? So we want to make sure that your personal brand is just as important as everything else. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. My nephew's going. He all right? Yeah, he's going crazy. So, anyways, building your personal brand is super, super, super important. Literally, nobody now just looks at one thing. You're not just a linear thing, or we move in linear ways. People look at you in totality. So what does your personal brand stand for? What are you bringing into the space, and how do you bring it? Like, what is unique about you, and what is going to make you stand out from other people? Right? So find out what your thing is and run with it, right? Mine is I am an educator by heart all the way through. Well, one thing I knew is I knew that if I had knowledge, I knew how to teach others about it, right? So I wasn't scared to run with that. I did that. And I also knew that I was a very strong leader, and I led with relationships. I'm really good at building relationships because that's just who I am naturally, right? So even in my leadership style, when I was an assistant principal, that was the way that I led. And that was my personal brand story. People knew that, like, when they came around, I was fair, consistent, and they were going to feel like they were seen when they were with me. Well, I'm not going to change that up. That's my personal brand. And that showed throughout everything that I did. I was also really good with content and things of that nature, so I leveraged it, right? So, like, your personal brand, make sure that you are being you, because there's somebody that's waiting for you. I'm considering data analysis. Yes, and if you literally said earlier that that's something that you do along with tech, right? EdTech is the space for you, because no matter what you do, you're going to have to do something with some data. But the beauty of it is, the reason they love educators so much, they don't have to teach you to do it. You come in knowing how to do it, and most of the time teaching them how to do it. So I'm going to preach this into forever. EdTech is a safe place for us, because everybody on my team now that I work with, I would say about 90% of them were educators, from the classroom to administrative, even one former superintendent. You know what I mean? Like, all those people are on the team, and we're valued over here in the EdTech space. So that's another thing. The last piece is number 5. You can apply, but you have to apply with a strategy. A lot of people do what we call cold applying. They just go on the website, they put in their information, and boom, and they're sitting there waiting for a call that never comes. If that's been you, it's okay. I know I've done it before too. But you can't sit here and apply and not have a strategy. Because if you do, like, you're doing the same thing that 2,000 other people are doing, right? So that's one thing that I developed really quickly. I really learned that I had to not only apply, but apply with the strategy. So building my LinkedIn up, making sure my resume was transferable, and showing my skills on the ed tech side, the corporate side, showing all the things that I did on the educational side, because you already did them, right? And then on top of that, I built my personal brand. So when they looked at my page, they looked at every platform that I had. They saw that I was an educator's educator. I knew what I was talking about. I was very aware of the curriculum, but I also knew how to lead people, and also my personal style of leading people. Right? So then I had a strategy on how I was applying for jobs, right? I wasn't just cold applying and doing that. I would do that, and then there were other steps that I would take to ensure that my application was pulled, or they saw that, hey, she's went the extra mile. I want to talk to her, right? Did I get every job that I applied for like that? No. But did I get an ed tech? Yes, in 2 months and 1 day. Okay? So I really think that, this is not a cookie cutter plan or something that is going to work the same way for everybody, right? Like, everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to have their own pathway that they take. But coming into this space and not knowing what to do at all, I want to make sure I give y'all some type of roadmap so you know what you can do to get on this side and you can start doing it now. Because if you wait until the summer, please listen to me. If you wait until the summer, you will not be in EdTech. This is hiring season right now. So this is our hiring implementation season now, because when you come back from summer, we're ready to go. Y'all are onboarding and learning all this stuff, but we've been working on that since right before the summer. So this is the time to really like go balls to the wall and really come up with what you want to do, and go over your skill set and really learn like, hey, what pathway do I want to take and what can I do? All right. So for some of y'all that came in late, I am Derreka the Diva of education. Was in education for 15 years. Then I made my pivot after being a teacher, instructional coach, assistant principal, and I made my way into the EdTech world. I love it here, and I am making sure that I let the world know for my educators that another space is possible for you where you can have time, you can have money, you can have mental health, and you can have a better quality of life using the skills that you've already developed. Right? So I want y'all to know that it is possible to get out. I am a success story of it with no help at all. Okay, so we went over the 5 steps to get for your roadmap, and number 1 was mindset. I talked about that. Number 2 is identifying your transferable skills. Number 3 was updating your resume and your LinkedIn, not one or the other. All right. And then the 4th one was building your personal brand, making sure you know that, and also applying with a strategy. So if you do those 5 things, I can guarantee you that you are going to find your way into the EdTech space. I promise you, y'all. It might not happen in one day, but all it takes is a day, and then your life will completely change. And I'm here to tell y'all that you can do it, and I'm here to help you learn more about doing it. So now we've reached our question and answer session. I'm going to let you guys drop some questions, and I am going to talk about whatever you need me to talk about for the next 5 to 10 minutes so I can make sure y'all get all of this information. So drop your questions in the comments. No question is too frivolous. No question is dumb. Drop them in the comments and I will make sure I'm answering them. I will go through them now. So my job title isn't the 3 pathways that people would think. Mine is a little different, but it's in the customer success lane. So it's actually customer success and tech, like infused together. So if I tell you the title, you're going to be like, that doesn't even sound like that. So I'll just say that my title right now is customer success infused with tech and management. So we'll just say that. But thank you, Brittany, for asking that question. All right, Jay, you asked me, can you talk more about personal branding? Yeah. So like your personal branding, literally, like we're in a day and age now where everybody has a personal brand if you want it. And even if you don't want it, people still remember you for whatever they remember you for. Your Instagram is your personal brand, right? So if you're known for fashion, and that's what you do, that's your personal brand. People know you for that, right? So when we talk about personal branding as it relates to education, make sure you are visible. There's so many amazing educators who are invisible, right? They make the best lesson plans. They have the best everything, but they won't let anybody know any of the things that they've done. And they only hurt themselves because people will begin to just constantly take from them and they never get the credit for anything that they've done. And that sucks. So at this point, you have to be loud and proud about the things that you do and the skills that you have, right? So when it comes to personal branding, remember anything that you do is a part of your personal brand. If you look at my LinkedIn, and it's under my name, Derreka Shelton. If you look at my LinkedIn, you see that it's branded a certain way, right? I have a color theme, I have a saying that I say, like it's literally branded. Now I will say that my minor was business, but my minor was marketing actually. So everything I do with a marketing mindset, right? But you don't have to have that. Just make sure that you're showing up for yourself and you're allowing others to see you. Don't make yourself invisible. So that's why I would say we'll start with the personal branding. All right, make sure y'all drop those questions below because I am answering them. Do you recommend working with a job coach? So a transition coach, actually, okay, so I started out with one, if I'm going to be honest with you. But I got a job all on my own. Like, they'll tell you to this day, they were like, we can't even take credit for this one because you did everything. From everything that I thought of, creating my own strategy, everything like that. The only thing I paid for was a coach. But let me tell y'all this much. I have a business background. I have a business that I've run before. I've done real estate. So I have a business mind. So a lot of things I didn't need help with. And I was in administration. So I wasn't coming straight out of the classroom. I had a lot of experience doing a lot of things, and I knew a lot about the educational world outside of the classroom. So if you are an educator who may be in the classroom or instructional coach or someone like that, I would recommend working with someone. Now, do you have to work with a coach specifically? You can, but I would also say like having a community or something where you can get some insight and help. I would recommend that. Because you can't do it completely on your own. I struggle with interviewing. Okay, so interviewing, and that's going to be another live for another day. Interviewing actually is a skill, right? And what people don't realize is like once you learn the skill of interviewing, you can get any job that you want. Right? There's so many layers to knowing how to interview, and I'm literally going to teach y'all how to do it. It's not as hard as you think, but you have to practice. Me being in this role, I practice interviewing a lot because I've done a lot of different roles. I've interviewed people, right? I've been around people, so I know the things that I am looking for in this lane or that lane. And then also, I've worked really well knowing how to interact with people and engage. I can tell, like, humor is my thing. I always say, if I can make you laugh, I got you. I got you. Right? So you have to find out your thing, but that goes along with your personal brand, right? What is it? Who are you, and how do you interact in the spaces that you are in? You don't have to be somebody that makes people laugh all the time, but if you're doing like data analysis, like someone said, you know your numbers, you run your numbers, and you are able to articulate how you would help other people know what you know, right? Because it's not enough that you know it. You have to be able to articulate it so somebody else can understand what you easily know, right? Because that's why you would be the data analysis, because other people can't break down their own data, if that makes sense, right? Okay, so I have time for about a few more questions, so I'll answer those. But while we are there, I do want to talk about some things that I have been working on for y'all. So since I've been working on this, a lot of y'all are like, hey, y'all are DMing me, y'all are, commenting on all of the videos I do, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you for your engagement. I appreciate you more than you know, because I don't do this for me. Literally, I'm already over here in EdTech. I'm doing this for y'all, and I want some more of us to be in this space, right? And by us, I mean women too, right? POC, people of color, women, whatever. I want us over here because there's so much room for us, y'all. Like I wish y'all could see the things that I see. And I wish that y'all could know that like people who taught for a year over here. It's all about how you can showcase what you can do. That's what it's really about. But I am offering a freebie to y'all. So I've been working really hard on making sure I have free resources for y'all. Because one, when you're trying to figure out if you're getting into the space, you getting out because you want more money. Right? So I don't want to sit here and bleed you dry. But I also want to offer you some type of resource that you can really use to get started. So I am going to add, this is actually added to the link in my bio now. If you go there, it will take you to my links page, and you can see the freebie that is there. It will be there by 9 p.m. tonight. That is when it's going to be there. So mark your calendars. So you guys can have that. The second thing that I have done is I am creating a community space for us. So that means that there's going to be a space where if you want to join, it is called the EdTech Club. If you want to join that, it's a virtual community that you can join. It's a private group. And from there, you're going to get a live every Monday. You're going to get a group session of coaching. You're going to have access to my people who do resumes. You're going to have interviews with people who have also transitioned, so you could ask them questions. And it's just a group just to really support and really be there for all of us. Once people get jobs, they will remain in the group and they will be able to network and help other people get jobs at their companies or whatever the case may be. So I came up with this idea because I know there are some amazing job coaches out there. Tyrina is one of them. She is so dope. If you want to just go straight with her, I recommend her every single day. Tyrina, Tyrina. You can find her on every platform. Amazing. But if you're just wanting to, have a community where it's not as much of a financial commitment, this is a place to be. It literally is a monthly subscription. It is $24.99. And you pay more than that to get your food every day, most of y'all, right? So, and then whenever you get your job, your membership is cut off because you no longer have to pay because you have an EdTech job, right? We're going to do virtual networking mixers. It's going to be really dope. And I did this with you guys in mind, thinking of like, what's affordable to y'all for one, but what is going to give y'all the best bang for your buck? Working with somebody one-on-one is great, but I think it's great when you can communicate and work with other people who may be able to share other things out. And then they can also let you know what, when they got a job. Well, now you don't have to network as hard because they were in a group with you. So they already know what you can do. They were in the struggle with you. So they're like, oh, I got a job over here. Come on. Right? So I thought of that, and that is going live Friday. So all of it the link is in my bio, all that good stuff. So I'm super excited about that because I know that is about to change lives. If you want to get some more information or you're on the fence, follow me so you can see all the things that I talk about, all the freebies that I drop, all those things. So it can lead you up to know what you'll be getting in the actual EdTech Club, which will be on Facebook. So that group is on Facebook. It's a private group. I do have my Beyond the Campus with Derreka Facebook page where you guys can get information and do all that. All the free stuff is there. But if you really want to have when I do those lives with a resume writer, right? Like they're right there. You could ask them those questions right there before you even pay them. Right? So, and then the resume writer that I have in these groups, or the ones I have in this group, they are good. They're not going to scam you. They're not going to take your money. These are people that I've worked with and that I will vouch for. So that's another thing because scamming is at an all-time high. All right. So I will take a few more questions and then I will get up out of here. Do you spend time working outside of your required workout? No. No. You close the laptop. you close your laptop. And to be honest, sometimes it's not a full 8 hours. No, you don't do that. That's only in education where you have to work outside your work hours. Why did you choose a customer success lane versus instructional design and project management? Okay, so my background is mathematics. And I'd been an instructional coach for that. I didn't want to do anything with instruction. I've done that for years. I just didn't want to do that. Project management was on the table for me, but like this role, I like more. And it was with a company that I had actually used in my entire time as an educator. It's a really big company. So I used it. So I knew it through and through, and I knew it wouldn't be hard to transition to it. So I'm there for now, and I love it there now, but you never know. Customer success, yeah. So I like it, but it does have a little bit of project management in it. So my role it's not just one thing. Like I said, I kind of have a role that has little pieces all encompassed in it. So I'm going to do this until I want to do something else. And the beauty of EdTech is you're not under contract. So you can go get another job. Did you have to get additional certification to transition? I love this question. And the answer is no. When I was looking, I went and did like the free customer success little certifications and add them to my LinkedIn. No one ever asked for those. No one ever asked for those at all. No. Your degrees and your expertise that's all you need. So if you've been teaching for 7 years, you have 7 years of experience in EdTech. You have 7 years of experience because that's 7 years worth of curriculum knowledge that you have. You don't need any other. Now, I will say this. I do have a bachelor's degree and I do have a master's degree. But I'm going to be honest, nobody ever asked me anything about my master's degree. Not once. It's assumed because I was assistant principal, but no one ever said, what is your master's degree in? This. You need another degree? Nope. None of that. So another thing I do want to say is what a lot of people don't realize is they think that when you come into this space, you are entry level, and you're not. Whatever amount of years of experience that you come in, that's what level you're in. I say if you've been teaching at least 3 to 5 years, you are mid level. Anything above that is senior level. So you can come into the space getting a mid to senior level position. You absolutely can. I would suggest getting a mid-level position, and then it's easy to spring into a senior level position. Super easy. I did that, went to mid, and then, been moving up ever since. What other transferable skills do you need for customer success? So it depends on the type of customer success role that you're doing. Some customer success positions are aligned to a curriculum, right? I think I posted one the other day where it was like ELAR focus. They wanted somebody in customer success that had an ELAR background. Well, that's the skill set that you need, right? Some have no content specific or specificities. Some of them don't have that. So it depends on the job description. But I would say, everything that you do day in and day out, that is customer success. If you're a teacher, especially. Teacher or admin, anything in education, you can do customer success. Now, customer success does have a little bit of selling, because customer success at the end of your role of working with whoever you're working with, sorry y'all, you have to make sure that they don't churn. And churning is meaning that they don't leave and not renew the program. So you have to make sure that you massage that relationship to where they want to continue to keep the program and keep using whatever product or whatever it is that you are overseeing with customer success. So I hope that answered your question. How often do you travel in this role? So I have a role where I am fully remote, but I travel, I think it varies. But for right now, maybe 2 times a month. 2 times a month. And that doesn't include, like, if they're like, when the school year starts, it may increase, right? Because the school year has started and I have to be more visible and more available and things of that nature. But I wanted that. There's some roles where you travel 10%. There's some roles where you travel 0%. There's somewhere you can travel 50, 30, 40. It's all on the job description. So it's completely up to, what that role is and how you doing. Hey, Miss Showtime, I used to go to Wells. I'm eternity. So that just lets y'all know that I really was a assistant principal. I do know you, baby. Hey, how are you doing? They love to come back. How are you? Yes, I know you used to go to Wells. I know. All right. So it looks like you guys have died out on the questions. I always want to make sure whenever I get in this space, I'm always answering your questions. I never want to be that girl. I am every much of a people's people. I'm a teacher's, AP's, AP. I'm always going to be here to cheer you on and help you navigate, and also encourage you to be in this space, because you can be in this space. I keep saying it because this space literally is made for you guys, and I'm going to do everything I can to show y'all that you can be here. But it starts with you. I can't do the work for you, but I can help you get there. So I'm going to go ahead and log off. Remember that the EdTech Club opens on Friday. It is the private group that you guys can join. And again, we were going to have a time there, and I'm going to share so much with you guys. The podcast drops in June. So I have the podcast that is coming up. I have so many things that are coming up, and I'm going to be talking to some amazing people. So while you're driving, you can still get this information, so you can get on this side. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys your time. Every Monday, I'm on here doing lives for Mindset Monday. So catch us next Monday, and I will definitely make sure I share the topic with y'all. And you come in here, and we go in for about 30, 45 minutes. All right. So if there's nothing else, this is Derreka the Diva of Education. Make sure you follow me on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that. We're there. And don't forget about Wednesday is Wednesday EdTech Word of the Week. We will have a new one this week so you guys can know a little bit more, so you can know that EdTech jargon. This is Derreka the Diva of Education. Have an amazing day, y'all, but make sure you do it on purpose. And I'll see you on the other side, the EdTech side. Bye, y'all.